The red suitcase people watching. That's what I absolutely love. That's what I absolutely love. It is these days anyway. I used to be an avid participator in the world. I loved going for dinner, dancing, house parties, just overall participating in the world and my life, but not anymore. I carried my red mini suitcase with me, although I guess it's really more like a briefcase. It contained my laptop for writing and a journal for taking notes. I love to write, but I am always at a loss for ideas. I guess that's what happens when you don't fully participate in life anymore. When I was finally at a loss for stories, I left my house finally for a little bit at a time, anxiety and all. I walked slowly around town trying to figure out where to sit. That bench looks great, I thought to myself. It seemed to be able to give me a bird's eye view of the park. I walked timidly through the park, subconsciously staying off the pavement and into the short grass where my footsteps were quiet as a tiptoe. I carefully set my red suitcase onto the bench and took my journal out. It was so quiet here it was almost eerie. No, it was definitely eerie. An old lady briskly walked by with sneakers clapping against the pavement. Clap, clap, clap. The words echoed in my mind. I should go, I knew to wait. I know this park well. It would be deadly silent 1 minute, then overrun with people enjoying their Saturday the next. I glanced at my watch and had to do a double take. It was almost dark. How on earth did the day get away from me? I shook my head trying to clear the fog both inside my mind and in the air, meeting dusk. Suddenly a couple walked by. I felt like I knew them. I mean, I didn't know them, but I recognized the feeling all too well. He was tall, quite handsome normally, but that seemed erased with his dark eyes and the way he glaringly looked around. His wife? Or girlfriend? I double-checked the hand and noticed the ring. Okay, wife it is. She was walking alongside him, smiling gently, talking calmly to him, but also only ever looked around a few times. Her eyes seemed to only make eye contact with the ground. My eyes darted around. Nobody was there now. Suddenly he went to slap her and I screamed. They froze mid-movement, but I couldn't stop screaming. Now, suddenly I was waking up in my bed with a full-blown panic attack. That was definitely a disturbing thing to see after what I've been through, I thought to myself. I sat up in bed and saw my red suitcase peeking out the closet. I pulled it out confused, and it was so dusty. I just had it out last night. I know I put it by the front door when I got back home. Was he in here? What is happening? I need to write somewhere else, I thought later in the morning, but where? The airport. I was suddenly inspired. What better place for people watching and to write? I entered the airport, and chose a seat near the departures. Somehow departures seemed more interesting than arrivals, but I'm glass half empty these days, I guess. Arrivals are always happy, and I know from experience even when they aren't happy, people will make it appear so. I became a master of the illusion of happy. Departures. Those are different. Some are happy, sad, or indifferent. People are not always putting on an act there. I saw two lovers embracing as he was leaving on a trip, a mom saying bye to her son as he headed off to college full of hope, and two friends embarking on a dream vacation together. My pen scurried quickly across the pages as I got ideas. It made me suddenly want to be doing more than hiding around town, too scared to fight back and too scared to leave. I want all of this, and most of all, I want to live. Suddenly, there he was. He was still full of passion and fire. The only thing his new love didn't know was that fire was fueled by anger that burned out of control. They said goodbye in an over-exaggeration of his love and her delight as usual. Suddenly, as he was about to leave the airport, he spotted me. Seriously, of all of the days to be here writing. Can I sit for a minute? He asked me with a hint of amusement that he knew he could do what he wanted. I replied. Staring at the ground. He knew he still had that power, even after everything he had done. Image by image ran through my mind, unable to escape it. I froze in terror. Actually, no, you can't stay away. I am not scared of you anymore, I said evenly, knowing full well that my face betrayed me. He stood up menacingly, coming toward me. Then the fog increased as I screamed, waking up in my own bed. I gasped for air, looking around and seeing my clothes and suitcase from the day before on the floor. Suddenly I knew what I needed to do to escape this prison he had trapped me in. I packed a bag, and before I could leave I had to deal with something. I dropped this red suitcase off at the station with a letter explaining everything. I saw them in my car watching them open it. I knew what they would find: pictures, video, audio telling my
mom. I have always known my mom would be this stubborn. Whenever I wanted to do something, she always contradicts. I even think that she doesn't love me that much because she doesn't want me to be happy. Ever since I was a kid, I always lived to her rule. I always nod and agreed with whatever she says. It's always been her and me as far as I can remember. She worked hard to feed me and give me the basic needs that a normal kid should have. Shelter, clothes, food. That's it. We seldom go out, and those were the best times for me whenever it happens. And that was just a yearly event. Every year, on my birthday. Though she seldom gives in to my wants, she always provides me with my needs. Good thing I can make yearly requests without questions and what-ifs. My mom becomes Miss because I said so when I reached 13 years old. She always says no whenever I want to buy something for myself. And whenever I asked her why I couldn't have it, she always answered, because I said so. That's it. There was a time when I saw these designer shoes when strolling in the mall with my friends after school before going home. I saw that it is kind of pricey, but it looks so good, and I know it would look much nicer with my feet on it. My heart went out upon seeing the red shoes, and I knew everyone would envy me if I had those on. As a teenager, at that time I felt like it's my right to get that thing and I would die if I did not have it. I know very well that my birthday has passed and I cannot claim another request as per my mom's rule. I really don't know where she got that idea though. For me, that is absurd. Why can't she be like any other normal moms? Like my friends' moms who always give in to their requests. At that, I felt so unloved. Mom, I started. With my hands at my back, crossing my fingers. She was sitting on the couch with his feet up to the table. She just came home from work. I actually don't know what kind of work she does right now, as she is not at home almost the whole day and night. I know that she is a nurse and works in the morning. My friend's mom and my mom are co-workers. But I am not seeing her even on her rest days lately. She said she needs to work harder for my college, so I assumed she got another job. Yes. She said bluntly and looked so dead tired. Can I buy those shoes I saw in the mall earlier today? Why? What happened to your old shoes? You still have 2 pairs that are still good to wear, right? Yes, Mom. It is just that the shoes that I saw are so nice and I know that they would look much better with me wearing them. I do love the shoes, Mom. Can you please give me money to buy it? I begged. Chloe, we already talk about having priorities. Those are the things that you want, not what you need. You can still wear the old one. Why buy new? Because I am a teenager, Mom, and teenagers ought to look good, I answered teary-eyed. You do look good, honey. You are and you always will. With or without those shoes, but Mom, why? Why can't I have those shoes when all the kids of my age can? My mom sighed in submission and looked me straight in the eye. Because I said so. Here we go again with those words I so much hate to hear. With that, my heart was totally broken and I ran to my room and slammed the door. Leaving my mom that I didn't know shed a tear. Things have always been like that thereafter as the years passed. Whenever I begged for my wants, she always answered me with a no, followed by, because I said so. And I always ended up broken-hearted. At 16 years old, I learned to earn money for myself. Without my mom's knowledge, every evening when she left for his other job. I also left the house to work as a part-time helper in a restaurant near our place. I worked as a dishwasher and realized that the job was not easy at all. I can feel the sweat flowing at my back as I work. But then, I decided to stay and keep working so I can buy the wants that Mom refused to provide. I am paid every day after my 4-hour shift and made sure that I got home before Mom arrived at 12 million. I was paid $10 every night for 4 hours and I kept and hid it from my mom. The owner, who happens to be Mom's friend, luckily agreed that we can keep it a secret. Months went on and I enjoyed my life with having money of my own to buy the things that I want. I knew Mom saw the things that I have and I wondered why she never asked me where I got the money. Until one day, as I am very busy washing a pile of soiled dishes and working hard till it pains my hands, I got wounded by a broken plate and sliced my hand accidentally. The owner ordered me to go home for the night and rest my wounded hand. I was astonished to see my mom waiting for me outside the restaurant. She looked not so happy at all. I felt half guilty. Only half, as I knew to myself I wouldn't be doing this if only she gives me money for the things that I want and not just for what I need. I really